If you're from Long Island like me and looking at coastal North Carolina, you probably already understand this area more than you think. That's actually part of what makes this move so interesting for people from Long Island. Because if you grew up on Long Island, water already makes sense to you. The beach obviously makes sense. Boats make sense. Salt air makes sense. Being near the coast does not feel foreign to the way it might for somebody moving from the middle of the country. So when a Long Island person looks at towns like Wilmington, Hampstead, Surf City, Topsail, Porter's Neck, or anywhere around here, the first reaction is usually, yeah, I could definitely see myself living here. And honestly, most of the time that instinct is right. But where people can get a little too loose with this is assuming all coastal towns down here feel close enough to the same. And that's where the confusion starts. Because coastal North Carolina is not one thing. That's the part a lot of people from back home do not fully see at first. You know, they look at all these towns and think, all right, same weather, same coast, same basic lifestyle, just different house prices. And that's not even close. Some places feel more practical for full-time living. Some feel more like vacation all the time. Some feel easier once real life starts. And that's the real difference. And for a lot of Long Island buyers, this is the next thing that matters. Quieter does not always mean better, but for me it does. A lot of people leaving Long Island are tired of the traffic, the pressure, the crowding, the constant aggravation. I get it. I came from there. But wanting less aggravation is not the same as wanting less life. And that's a huge distinction. A lot of people do not want chaos anymore. But they also don't want to feel like everything became inconvenient. They still want good routines. You know, they still want to get what they need. They still want their day to work. And that's why this move is not really about finding the prettiest beach town. It's about finding the place where your normal life still feels right. And that's the part some people skip. They think the beach is the lifestyle, and it's not. The lifestyle is your day-to-day life near the beach. Anybody could love a coastal town for, a weekend. You know, a weekend is not real life. A weekend is coffee, restaurants, a beach walk, maybe one of those fancy sunsets with a picture, and everybody's in a good mood. So real life is a Tuesday. Real life is school drop-off, your errands, traffic, bad weather, grocery runs, getting to appointments and figuring out where everything is and seeing whether the area still feels good when nobody's in vacation mode. And that's the real test. And I think that's where a lot of Long Island people actually do better than outsiders because they usually already understand something important. They do not just want pretty. They want a place that works. And they have been through a lot being from one of the biggest places around. And that's why some Long Islanders settle into places like Hampstead very fast. It still feels coastal. It's super close to the water. Topsail is like 10 to 12 minutes away. But it also gives you more of a normal everyday pace of life. And for the right person, that balances everything because not everybody wants to live in the middle of a beach town full time. Some people want the coast without feeling like daily life got stripped down too far. And that is a much smarter way to look at this move. The other thing that can throw people off is shopping this area based on the image instead of the routine. Palm trees look great. Water views look awesome. A polished house near the coast never looks bad. But none of that tells you whether your actual life is going to feel easy there. That's the question. Not does this look good? Not would this be fun for a long weekend? The real question is, does my daily life work here? Because when people answer that question honestly, this move usually goes a lot better. So what do Long Island people sometimes misread about coastal North Carolina? It's how different these towns feel once real life sets in. And that's the whole game. This can be an unbelievable move for the right person, but the win is not just getting near the beach. The win is finding the town that fits them the way they actually live. And that's when this move feels smart. That's when this feels exciting. And that's when coastal North Carolina starts feeling like home instead of just a place that looked good in pictures. I made the same move, so I understand the questions that you have right now. Make sure you check out my channel. I've got a lot of the answers to your questions. But the best option here is just to give me a call. I'm from Long Island, you're from Long Island, I got your back. All my information is in the video description. Just give me a call. We do a relocation planning call. We go over what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, and I'll let you know what towns are best for you. And then we'll set something up where you come down, check out some houses in different towns so you get a real good feel for it. I made the same move. I understand. I would never look back. This is the spot, and we haven't even touched property taxes, so that's a whole nother financial thing. But have a great day. Thanks for watching. And just know, I got your back. Have a great day.